All right. Don't have enough time in the middle of a shoot. Actually, pretty cool shoot that I'm doing. I'm shooting a commercial for a real estate property, but it's like a really high-end type of tourist attraction. I'm not gonna say no names. It's fine. Anywho, so today was the deadline for rookie extensions. It was due at 6 p.m. today. Today is Monday, October 21st. And all rookie extensions were due today. So we have had a wave of news. As you see it right here, Alfred Sengun. Wasn't sure if this was going to happen. Rockets agreed to a 5-year, $185 million extension. Young man got paid. Jalen Suggs here agreed to a 5-year, $150, which is just insane. I mean, he's a good player, but these contracts are getting crazy. $30 million annual salary for a rotational starter is just, I mean, and these numbers are going to keep going crazy. They say Luka's going to be the first billion-dollar contract, and it may happen. Jalen Green agreed to a 3-year, $106 million extension. That was surprising with Sengun because I thought it was going to be one or the other, and the fact that they've extended both, and you cannot trade. I don't think either of these guys can get traded until next offseason, if I'm not mistaken. But it might be December. I don't know how that works. Trey Murphy III agreed to a 4-year, $112 million extension. I felt like that's a little bit of an underpay, and I don't know why his agents agreed to that. It's $25 million for a 3-and-D premier wing, who's only going to get better. And obviously there is an issue in New Orleans with, in terms of minutes, just too many players. So they got a really good deal there. Corey Kispert, a 4-year, $54 million deal. That's a pretty decent deal for a shooting two guard, a sharp shooting two guard. So it's like this, the JJ Redick of this current generation is Kispert. He plays a little bit more defense. And also Jalen Johnson. I don't know why that's not on the wire. Let's actually go through. Let me see if Shams is reporting anything else. You're gonna see this hot off the wire. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be burning. Yeah, Jalen Johnson got a $150 million fully guaranteed 5-year deal. So that is tremendous. Jalen Johnson is a stud. Jaden Hardy has a 3-year, $18 million deal. He's going to be a trade chip. They're not going to keep him how much longer. He doesn't get any playing time, and I think he's a good player. I think he deserves a little bit more time than he's getting. But that team is stacked, and they're trying to go to the championship again. So if they're contending, he will not be playing. If he's playing, then they have a problem. They had injuries and stuff. Let's see if anybody else has been re-signed. That's just Kuminga, which was surprising, did not get an extension here. They couldn't agree on terms. Kuminga obviously thinks he's a max extension player, and Golden State thinks otherwise. Listen, if Kuminga gets his jump shot and gets a consistent jump shot, I mean, if he's open, it goes in type of jump shot, then he's going to get the bag. Let's see if he gets his feelings hurt and, a la Klay Thompson, and says, I want out of here. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And I think that's it. So we had a few signings. Like I said, the Rockets signings were a little bit surprising. But, they kept things close to the vest in terms of the Rockets organization. Maybe they were putting out this information to make sure that nobody would pry them. I don't know. But anywho. Also going to talk about the season opener tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be the Knicks and the Celtics for ring night, as you saw the game previously, which should be very interesting. Listen, the Knicks, if they want to show that they're for real, they take it and they hammer the Celtics. I've noticed a lot on ring night presentations that the team getting their rings usually gets beat by the team playing them, and that's because they always, and the NBA is smart doing this, is the biggest challenge or threat to that specific team that year. They tend to play them, so whether it's an upstart or whether it's a division rival or somebody, I like that. It's animosity out the gate. So, that is going to be very interesting. So we'll see how close the Knicks are. The Knicks do have injuries with Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achiuwa, so they do have an issue with their front court depth. They're lucky that the Celtics do not have Kristaps Porzingis, and it's only Al Horford, so it should be not an issue at that point, but we'll see how it goes. The second game is the upstart Minnesota Timberwolves. It's interesting. Minnesota and New York both made that big trade right before training camp, and Minnesota is playing the second game of the back-to-back on opening night on TNT. They are going against the Lakers, who comically get more press for doing less than any other team, but it's a marquee franchise. They're just like the Cowboys, the Yankees. Even if they're irrelevant, they're relevant. It is what it is. The Lakers are not a threat to win a championship this year. They will not win a championship as long as LeBron has this current team constructed the way they are. The West is just too deep. It's just not going to happen. So T-Wolves are interesting. They're 10 deep. We talked about their roster before, and like they foul trouble shouldn't be an issue. They have a deep bench. When you have Dante DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, and Neil Alexander Walker, is that his name? Shea's cousin. I don't know. I think it's Neil Alexander Walker, also off the bench. Their 8th pick that they got, they're not even going to play him. I don't think he's going to be in the rotation. What's his name? Let's look at the roster real quick. So they have Rob Dillingham off the bench, who's not going to be in the rotation. Joe Ingles is going to be on the rotation. Nikhil, did I say Nick? Nikhil Alexander Walker is the person I was thinking about. Josh Minot played against the Knicks, and he played really well, so I think he's going to be in the rotation. Mike Conley, Naz Reid, Gobert, Diop just got released, Julius Randle, Dozier, Luka Garza. They're just they can send waves at you. If the T-Wolves are the number 1 seed in the West, I would not be surprised. Obviously, they're going to need time for DiVincenzo and Julius to get acclimated on the team. They have Jaden McDaniels, the premier wing stopper in the NBA. I think he's the best wing. Him or OG, but OG's always injured, and the best ability is availability. So I have Jaden McDaniels penciled in as the best wing defender there. So they're going to look good. They should absolutely smash the Lakers. We shall see how it goes. Anthony Davis is, I think, going to play really well this year. I really do think he's going to play well. He's coming off of the Olympics. He didn't probably have to do training camp too well. And his preseason, he looked really good. He was really dominant. Let's see how much more rope LeBron gives AD. But yeah, those are my thoughts on opening night. And I also wanted to really quickly give my take as to kind of like what I feel is going to happen this year in terms of awards, just to kind of put it out there. The most improved player, you figure maybe it's, I don't think they're going to give the award to Ja. I'm trying to think of anybody else who would get the most improved player. You know what? Let's go for most improved player. Let's throw out our old friend RJ Barrett out there. Let's say RJ is going to win most improved. I couldn't think off the top of my head. He's going to be on an improved Toronto team that has a little bit more depth. He's going to get all the scoring he wants. He doesn't have to do ISO corner threes that Thibodeau wanted him to do. He can slash, he can cut, he can play his natural position. So let's vote RJ most improved player. Clutch player of the year. Let us give that to, I'm not stepping out the box. Steph Curry won it last year. So let's say Luka wins clutch player of the year. He'll have the most clutch points this year. The most valuable player, let's also go to Luka again. I think the narrative is around Luka Doncic this year. He should be in the running for MVP. And again, MVP is just narrative. It's just what is the media writing and who do they believe? And when you start seeing those whispers, it's kind of like already baked in because they're all lemmings. They all follow each other. Nobody really stands out. The only people that stand out are the morons like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. 66 people voted Caitlin Clark the rookie of the year. She was first team All-NBA. She was an All-Star, and one moron named Angel Reese. And Angel Reese is a good player, but one idiot. So there's always that. So there's always going to be people that are lemmings. 90% of them are going to follow what everybody else is saying, what the narrative is. And you'll have one or two idiots that they just want attention. So we'll say MVP is going to be Luka Doncic. So he's going to win 2 awards. Defensive Player of the Year, that's another narrative. Wemby is already being hyped to be the defensive player. And again, he is a very good defensive player. He is an anomaly. I don't think I said that right, He is something that an alien. Let's use easier words that we can pronounce. He is an alien. Defensively, he can snatch balls out of the air. He is intimidating. Players are going to adjust. They're just going to have to change their angles. They're going to have to shoot faster, or they're going to have to, kind of swing the ball to the weak side where he's not at. But I think it's pretty baked in the cake, unless he gets an injury, that he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. We'll leave that for last. The championship this year. Listen, I do like the Knicks. I think they're going to need 1 year of suffering, and I don't think they have enough depth on their bench. I want to say the Knicks. I don't think it's going to be the Celtics. If I had to pick and I had a gun to my head, I'm going to say the Mavericks. They were the runner-ups last year. They have added depth to their team. They have championship pedigree now with Klay Thompson. They are just stacked top to bottom. They are better than they were last year. So I'm going to say that Luka is going to get Clutch Player of the Year, MVP, and Finals MVP all in 1 year. So you can kind of bookmark this and see if it comes true. But that's who I think is going to win the championship are the Mavericks. I do think that the Knicks potentially may lose to the Mavericks in the finals, or they could, lose to the Celtics. I still think that the Knicks are going to compete with the Celtics more so than everybody else. The Hustle Award. Let's give the Hustle Award to Josh Hart. Let's add a Knick trophy there. We'll have Josh Hart as the Hustle Award of the year. And let's take a look at the rookies this year. Hold on. All right, so let's go through the rookies. Risa Shea. I don't think he's getting enough shots in Atlanta with Jalen Johnson just getting that new contract. Trae Young. So I don't think it's going to be Risa Shea. Alex Sarr is not played well. I think he needs 2 years to develop. I think Zach Edey is a strong choice here in Memphis. He's going to be on a winning team. He's going to have John Moran getting all the attention. All he has to do is finish at the paint. As long as he can cover defensively a little bit, he should be able to be out on the floor. Dalton Connect was stunning in preseason. He is an option there as well. All right. Klingon also is an option. I don't think he's going to win. That team is going to be garbage. Reed Shepherd is the betting favorite from the Rockets. I think that team is too deep. They're too deep. I mean, I just don't know how many shots he's going to get in order to be Rookie of the Year. That'll be shocking if he does get it. Stephen Castle, no. Kaishan George, I don't think so. Ryan Dunn actually is surprising. I cannot believe he has a jump shot. That was the biggest thing that people were talking about, was that he has no jump shot. He shot 40% in the preseason. Again, it's the preseason, but Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker are going to get all the attention. You get Ryan Dunn out there. I think he's possible. Jared McCain from Philadelphia is also a possibility. Bronny James, no, that's not going to happen. So I think the top 3 options are Zach Edey, Reed Shepherd, and I'm going to say Ryan Dunn. So I think those are the top 3 options for Rookie of the Year. But we're going to go with Zach Edey. I think he has the most upside in terms of this year, in terms of points, in terms of opportunity to be on a winning team. He has a star player that's going to get all the attention, and it's the perfect 1-5 combo. Whenever Ja is going to be facing double teams in the paint, he can do dump offs to Zach Edey. I would not be surprised to see Zach Edey averaging 18 to 19 points a game. So that is my vote for Rookie of the Year. So as the NBA season starts, that is what we believe is going to happen. We didn't pick 6th man of the year. We didn't pick 6th man of the year. Let's be weird here. You want to be weird? Let us say that Zach Edey is going to win Rookie of the Year, but Reed Shepherd is going to be 6th man of the year. He's going to come in gangbusters. It's going to be weird. So Zach Edey wins Rookie of the Year, but Reed Shepherd is the best bench player in the NBA. I don't know. It's the end of the stream. Let's be crazy. Let's be nuts. Anywho, that is the NBA season preview in a nutshell by me. Anywho, enjoy the NBA opening tomorrow. I may be able to watch the second game. I'm not sure. I probably doubt it. But maybe I can watch some of the first game. We'll see what happens. Anywho, it's going to be a great NBA season. I'm excited. I expect the Knicks to compete for a championship, although they may not win it this year, but competing is good enough after 30 years in the wilderness. Anywho, hopefully it's going to be a great year. Anyway, I will see you on the next one.